Imagine waking up one morning and finding that your hand doesn't quite obey you. Maybe there's a tingling, a numbness, or a sudden weakness that wasn't there before. For many people over 50, this unsettling experience is more common than they realize, and often it's brushed aside as just aging. But the truth is, these are signs of nerve damage, tiny electrical highways inside your body that are frayed or blocked. I've seen it steal independence, joy, and even the simplest pleasures, like holding a grandchild's hand or walking without fear. I'm Dr. Brian, and welcome to Channel Wellness Blueprint Over 50. Today I want to share something hopeful. While medical treatment remains essential, nature itself offers powerful allies. There are simple, nourishing drinks that can help your nerves heal, calm inflammation, and restore vitality. And some of them may already be sitting in your kitchen. When I think about healing the nervous system, I often picture a bustling city at night. The nerves are like glowing streets carrying signals, much like cars moving along highways. Now imagine pollution filling the air, making it harder for traffic to flow. That's what oxidative stress does inside your body. It clogs and damages the pathways. Green tea, with its remarkable antioxidants called catechins, acts like a cleansing breeze that sweeps away that pollution. These antioxidants not only reduce inflammation, but also protect fragile nerve cells from breaking down. I recall a patient named Margaret, in her early 60s, who came to me with tingling in her feet caused by long-standing diabetes. We added 2 cups of green tea to her daily routine, alongside her prescribed treatment. Within months, she noticed less numbness and more energy. Science backs this too. A study in phytomedicine showed green tea compounds support brain and nerve health by reducing oxidative stress. Beyond its science, there's comfort in the ritual, the warmth of the cup, the gentle steam rising, the pause it gives you in a busy day. It's not just a drink. It's an invitation to slow down while quietly repairing your nervous system. For many of my patients, 2 to 3 cups a day have become a cornerstone of their healing journey, nourishing both body and spirit, sip by sip. Picture this. The nerves in your body are wrapped in a delicate protective sheath, almost like the insulation around an electrical wire. When inflammation strikes, that sheath can weaken, leaving the nerves raw and vulnerable. This is where turmeric steps in like a gentle but powerful shield. The bright yellow spice, long celebrated in ancient traditions, contains curcumin, a compound with extraordinary anti-inflammatory and neuroprotective abilities. When paired with black pepper, which boosts curcumin's absorption, it becomes even more effective. I once cared for a gentleman named Samuel, 72 years old, who struggled with burning nerve pain in his legs. Sleep became a battle every night. Together, we introduced a nightly cup of golden milk, warm plant-based milk stirred with turmeric, black pepper, and a hint of cinnamon. Within weeks, Samuel reported calmer nights, less discomfort, and the ability to fall asleep without tears in his eyes. Science supports his story too. Studies published in the Journal of Neuroscience Research highlight curcumin's role in reducing oxidative stress and protecting nerve cells from further damage. What I love most is how comforting the drink itself feels. Golden, soothing, and almost like a hug from the inside. Drinking it before bed not only supports nerve repair, but also signals to your body that it's time to rest and heal. In a world where pain can steal peace, a warm mug of turmeric golden milk can help return both comfort and hope. Close your eyes and imagine a river delivering life-giving water to every corner of a dry land. That's exactly what healthy blood flow does for your nerves. It carries oxygen and nutrients to repair and protect them. But when circulation is sluggish, the nerves starve and damage worsens. Beetroot juice, with its rich nitrate content, works like a gentle current, widening the riverbanks and allowing more flow. In the body, those nitrates turn into nitric oxide, a natural compound that relaxes blood vessels and improves circulation. I think of Elaine, a 68-year-old retired teacher who loved gardening but was sidelined by sharp nerve pain in her feet. Her energy was low, her steps unsteady. After adding fresh beetroot juice to her mornings, just a small glass, she began to notice warmth in her legs, better stamina, and fewer nights of throbbing pain. Research published in the journal Nitric Oxide confirms what Elaine felt. Improved blood flow from beetroot consumption enhances oxygen delivery to tissues, including delicate nerves. The vibrant red juice also carries antioxidants called betalains, which help calm inflammation and reduce oxidative stress. It's not just medicine, it's food that sings with color, reminding us that healing can be as simple as something growing in the soil. For older adults striving to reclaim mobility and reduce nerve discomfort, beetroot juice can be a natural, nourishing ally, one that fuels the body's rivers so the nerves can flourish again. Sometimes healing comes disguised as something joyful. Imagine a tall glass filled with deep purple richness, cool and sweet, bursting with flavor. That's a blueberry smoothie. But behind its taste lies a quiet strength. Blueberries are packed with anthocyanins, antioxidants that act like a protective armor for your nerves. They fight off the oxidative stress and inflammation that slowly erode nerve function, much like rust weakening the beams of a bridge. I once worked with Helen, 64, a grandmother who adored quilting but found her hands stiff and tingling from nerve irritation. She worried her beloved craft would slip away. At my suggestion, she began blending blueberries each morning with almond milk, spinach, and a spoonful of chia seeds. Within a few months, she noticed her hands were steadier, her focus sharper, and her energy returning. Science echoes Helen's experience. A study in the Journal of Agricultural and Food Chemistry showed that blueberry compounds enhance brain and nerve health, even improving memory and motor skills in older adults. What I find remarkable is how accessible this is. Frozen or fresh blueberries, a blender, in a few minutes. Every sip becomes a reminder that caring for your nerves doesn't need to be complicated. It can even taste like a treat. For those over 50, this simple ritual is a delicious way to protect nerve cells, nurture the brain, and bring back confidence in the hands and feet that carry us through life. There's something almost magical about holding a warm cup of chamomile tea in the evening. Its delicate floral scent rises with the steam, and suddenly, the body exhales a little deeper. Beyond its calming ritual, chamomile carries compounds like apigenin that soothe inflammation and gently relax the nervous system. I often compare it to a soft blanket laid over frayed nerves, quieting the sparks that cause pain and discomfort. One of my patients, Linda, 70, battled nightly burning sensations in her legs from peripheral neuropathy. Sleep was elusive, and fatigue colored her days. I suggested chamomile tea before bed, not just as a drink, but as a nightly ceremony of rest. Within weeks, Linda reported not only deeper sleep, but also less nerve irritation through the night. Modern research supports what she experienced. Studies published in Molecular Medicine reports highlight chamomile's ability to reduce inflammation and anxiety, both of which amplify nerve pain. What I love most is how chamomile bridges body and mind. It eases tension in the nerves while calming restless thoughts, allowing the body's natural repair systems to work during sleep. For older adults who long for rest, who want mornings free of exhaustion, this humble tea can feel like a gift from nature. It's gentle, accessible, and deeply healing, proof that sometimes the simplest remedies hold the greatest power. When I talk about bone broth, I often describe it as nature's slow-cooked medicine. Imagine simmering bones for hours until the nutrients seep out into a warm, nourishing broth. What you're really creating is a liquid rich in collagen, amino acids, and minerals. The very building blocks nerves need to repair themselves. Think of your nerves as wires coated in insulation, called the myelin sheath. When that sheath wears down, signals misfire, and pain or numbness sets in. Bone broth supplies the raw materials to rebuild that insulation, much like patching up worn electrical cords so the current flows smoothly again. I remember John, 66, who came to me struggling with tingling in his hands that made everyday tasks like buttoning a shirt frustrating. Alongside his medical care, he began sipping a mug of homemade bone broth every afternoon. Within months, he reported steadier hands and less burning discomfort. Science echoes his story. Research in nutrients points to amino acids like glycine and glutamine in broth that help reduce inflammation and support tissue repair. There's also comfort in the ritual, the warmth, the savoriness, the memory of meals shared with family. For older adults, it can feel like nourishment for both body and soul. Each sip feeds the nervous system, calms inflammation, and whispers to the body, "You can heal." If nerves could sigh in relief, I think they would after a cup of ginger tea. Ginger has been used for centuries, not just as a spice but as a healer, and modern science now explains why. It contains compounds like gingerol and shogaol that calm inflammation and act as antioxidants, almost like fire extinguishers, cooling down overworked, irritated nerves. I once met Ruth, 74, who described the nerve pain in her legs as walking on pins and needles. She had tried many approaches, but adding ginger tea became her favorite ritual. The warmth of the tea soothed her from the inside out, and over time her pain eased, her circulation improved, and she found walking less daunting. Scientific studies in the International Journal of Preventive Medicine have shown ginger's ability to enhance blood flow and reduce inflammation, both critical for nerve repair. Beyond the science, there's something comforting about its spicy aroma and gentle heat. It feels alive, vibrant, and energizing. Some of my patients like to add a squeeze of lemon or a drizzle of honey, which only deepens its healing touch. For older adults seeking natural relief, ginger tea can feel like a friend, warming, supportive, and consistent. It doesn't just ease discomfort, it offers a sense of resilience, reminding you that your body still has the power to heal, one soothing sip at a time. Every so often, healing shows up in the form of something indulgent. Dark chocolate cocoa feels like a treat, but beneath its richness lies a medicine chest for your nerves. Cocoa is brimming with flavonoids, powerful plant compounds that guard nerve cells against oxidative stress, much like rust-proofing metal to keep it strong for years. I once worked with George, 69, a man who loves sweets but was newly diagnosed with neuropathy in his feet. Instead of cutting out all pleasures, we reshaped them. He swapped sugary desserts for a cup of dark chocolate cocoa made with at least 70% cacao. Not only did he enjoy the ritual, but he also noticed his circulation improving and the sharp tingling in his feet calming down. Research backs this. A study in Frontiers in Nutrition revealed cocoa flavonoids improve blood flow to the brain and support cognitive and nerve health. Beyond the science, there's joy in sipping something that feels decadent while knowing it's nourishing you. The smooth warmth, the comfort of chocolate, it restores not just the body, but the spirit. For older adults, this balance of pleasure and healing is vital. It reminds us that health isn't about denial, but about wise choices, where even a cup of cocoa can become a daily act of self-care, protecting fragile nerves while delighting the senses. When most people think of aloe vera, they picture the cooling gel that soothes a sunburn. But taken as a juice, this plant becomes a healer from the inside out, especially for your nerves. Aloe vera is rich in essential B vitamins, including B1, B2, B6, and even B12. Nutrients that act like fuel for the nervous system, helping neurotransmitters fire correctly and strengthening the protective myelin sheath around each nerve fiber. I remember Maria, a 71-year-old former pianist whose fingers had grown clumsy from nerve pain. She was heartbroken, fearing she would never play again. Together, we added a small glass of pure, unsweetened aloe vera juice to her morning routine. Slowly, she began to feel steadier, her fingers regaining some of their grace. Science supports her story. Research in the Indian Journal of Clinical Biochemistry highlights aloe's anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects, which protect delicate nerve tissues from further damage. What I love about aloe is its dual action, calming swelling and irritation while feeding the nerves exactly what they need to function. It is gentle yet powerful, hydrating the body while quietly repairing what's frayed. For older adults who may feel their bodies slowing down, aloe vera juice is like a fresh breeze, a reminder that healing can be nurtured and function restored, even in later chapters of life. As we've journeyed through these 9 remarkable drinks, I hope you felt a spark of possibility. Each sip, whether it's the calming warmth of chamomile, the golden glow of turmeric milk, or the vibrant rush of beetroot juice, is more than just refreshment. It's a step toward healing. Nerve damage can feel overwhelming, stealing independence and confidence, but nature has given us allies to protect, restore, and soothe. Green tea's antioxidants, blueberries' protection, bone broth's rebuilding strength, ginger's fire, dark chocolate's delight, and aloe's quiet nourishment. Together, they offer hope. Healing isn't reserved for the young. It is possible at every age. You can reclaim steadier hands, calmer nights, and the freedom to move without fear. I'm Dr. Brian, and I invite you to honor your body with these gifts of nature. If this message resonated, please like, share, and subscribe so we can continue walking this path of wellness together.